That is the land of bright lights and broken dreams, a place that delights and inspires a hunger for fame. It's also a place that some people find hard to leave, even after death.
My name's Gail Porter and I'm a skeptic.
My name is Chris Fleming and I am a sensitive.
It's my mission to investigate alleged sightings and hauntings of Hollywood ghosts.
A sensitive can detect paranormal events beyond the range of the 5 senses.
I wouldn't say I'm a non-believer, but I'm definitely a skeptic.
Together, our mission is to investigate the dead famous. Our search for Mae West, the original Hollywood bad girl, will take us from the drama of her vaudeville beginnings in the theatre of New Jersey to the home of the Spiritualist Church in upstate New York, where Mae found solace in communing with the dead.
We're downstairs. We're there, and I'm like, give a sign, wherever, and hear this, like, "Wah!" Like, I can't even do it, like a screech, like a scream sound, but it wasn't very loud, it was faint.
Before returning to Manhattan, to a speakeasy frequented by Mae and a whole host of entities.
Come here. I feel the pressure change. The hand came right through the wall.
Would the wisecracking temptress come up and see us one final time? Or will time have already been called at the bar?
Mae West, please come forward.
Before Madonna, before Monroe, there was Mae West, the first dirty blonde, a woman who made sex topic A. Born in 1892, Mae West was always destined to be a success. The pinnacle of her career was in Hollywood, but her formative years were spent on Broadway, where she wrote, directed, and starred in her own plays. But show business wasn't her only passion.
In 1929, while performing her play Diamond Lil, Mae West
with a medium at her Spiritualist Church in upstate New York.
So in our search for Mae, will her belief in the occult make it easier to find the woman herself, or has her spirit been lost forever?
Mary Jane West was born in Brooklyn, New York City. Mae was one of 3 children. Her father was a prize fighter and her mother a corset and fashion model.
Mae always said she was born on a cool night in a hot month, so she can expect anything.
Mae West had like this whipped cream face with this meringue of curls. She looked more like a Victorian settee than a woman, but something plump that you wanted to sit down in.
Mae West single-handedly revolutionized show business. No question about it.
She was a person who was very driven to succeed, but there was another reason for that. Mae had been supporting her entire family since she was about 10 years old.
Performances came a desire to begin writing and penning the types of plays that would shock both audiences and censors alike.
And her mother said, you should do your own material. You should just get a script for yourself. And they commissioned a script, and then Mae rewrote all of her lines, and the show was called Sex. It started in New Jersey, and then it opened on Broadway.
Mae's work was laden with innuendo, which during the 20s was deemed wholly inappropriate.
So she did the whole play for the Schuberts in their office as this innocent little girl who said, if you don't like my peaches, don't shake my tree. But that's not how she did it on stage. So she did that, and the Schuberts were very satisfied, and then she went back on the stage every night and did it as Mae West.
After a staggering 341 performances of her play Sex, in which she starred, produced and directed, Mae and 54 members of cast and crew were arrested on grounds of public obscenity.
She had to spend 10 days in jail, all for trying to put a gay play on Broadway, and that was the start of worldwide headlines, which actually put her on the map.
Our search for the scene-stealing West would begin across the New Jersey Turnpike and away from the lights of Broadway. It was here in New Jersey that she grew as a child star in vaudeville. And later in life, her play, The Drag, transferred from here back to Manhattan.
This place is one of the last standing vaudeville theatres in New Jersey, and it's very possible that Mae West could have performed here because she's been performing vaudeville theatre since she was 5 years old. And this place is apparently extremely paranormally active.
Well, you know I like to hear that.
Well, exactly. So should we go in?
Yeah.
Built in 1919, the Duress Theatre was built specifically for vaudeville.
I think that the vaudeville itself was something very much for all the people because it was such a variety of things it could do.
People gathered here to enjoy everything from comedy to cabaret and Shakespeare to singing, all within the same evening's entertainment. This was a venue where the greats performed. George Burns and Gracie Allen shared the limelight with a host of vaudeville stars from the 20s, including Ms. West.
She was very much a part of the people. She was really, really a theater person for all the people.
In recent years, people working there late at night have experienced phenomena that they are unable to explain.
Most things that people tell me they feel is either a breeze, or some have said, I've seen just a shadow, I've turned around, I feel like there's somebody watching me.
I had arranged for us to meet up with Damien Calcagni, who had experienced some of the strange goings-on at the theatre.
So where was it that it happened, Damien?
I was set up. My keyboards were right about here, and I glanced back, and in the doorway was this short, stout fella wearing a derby, rounded derby, one of those sort of buttoned-up suits.
Did anyone else see him?
Nobody else saw him, and I didn't think too much of it. Then 2 days later, I came back because I left some gear behind, and Tom Timbrook, the owner, had a vocal booth here. It was about 450 pounds. It was real brick, plywood, and he had a rope tied around it, and he was hoisting it up. When I walked in, he's like, I need some help, get underneath. And I'm pushing it up, and all of a sudden I feel this like cool breeze go behind my neck, and I just feel the message of move now. The rope came untied, this 450-pound prop comes slamming down it, boom, into the stage, bricks everywhere.
Did you feel that someone had given you a sign? Do you think it was related to the man that you'd seen before?
You know, it was 2 days apart, perhaps.
As the evening sun left the facade of the theatre, we were now alone to begin our search for Mae West, amongst the faded stars and potential spirits that this theatre would surely offer.
Now, we know this place is haunted because people have told us stories and we've heard stories about it. But it seems to be that all the activity happens on the female side of the theatre, where the female dressing room is and where the female toilets are, and nothing seems to happen on the male side of the theatre.
So if I go on both sides, kind of see if I feel more here,
yeah,
test if that theory is correct.
Exactly. Should we do that first?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, did they ever say about anybody dying here or anything?
Not that I know of.
I want to just kind of listen to the room so I get accustomed to it, you know? You know, I talk about ambiance and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to feel what the ambiance is up here compared to down there.
What was the ambiance you felt down there?
I don't know, I felt a little uneasy down there.
Did you?
Kind of, surprisingly claustrophobic. Well, yeah, we walked up the male side that you're talking about. You know, I didn't feel anything going up there. So let's go down this side. It's supposed to be more active.
Yeah.
We left the stillness of the balcony and headed to the stairs. As we reached the bottom, Chris began to pick up a different kind of feeling.
I'm just picking up a little bit of sadness in here. You know, I said I was picking up the ambiance and just any change. I noticed a change when I came down here into the bathroom. All right, definitely. Coming right in through here is a change. Question is what? Something happened to a woman in here. What was it? What was it? What was it? Did a man come in here after her? Did a man come in here after her? She came in here, and shortly afterwards, a man came in here too. He basically beat the hell out of her.
In the bathroom?
Yeah.
Famously claimed to be Snow White but drifted, have done just that.
Chris!
Our search for Mae West, the connoisseur of sexual innuendo, has brought us to the suburbs of New Jersey and the Duress Theatre, a vaudeville venue where the young Mae had begun her career at the tender age of 6. Many people who worked in the theatre have experienced strange events, and a ghostly spirit of a man has been seen on the stage. We wanted to test the stories of this theatre further. If the female presence Chris had felt was playing hard to get, then would the man from another time choose to come forward? Chris wanted to set up an experiment on the stage where the spirit had been sighted.
Well, I want to set the camera, the night vision camera, on a tripod. Leave it stationary here, focused towards the door. Now, since there's been activity regarding this right over here, this area, I want to see if I can get anything on film. What was that? Did you hear that?
I thought it was you.
No. That was a voice.
Yeah.
It was like, ooh.
Wasn't you?
No. I'm doing this. Where did that come from? What was that? Did you hear that?
I thought it was you.
No. Hello? Is there anybody back here? If there is, please give me a sign. Make contact with me.
As Chris disappeared behind the curtain, we split up to investigate the noise further. Could this be Mae West trying to make contact? I headed for the staircase where other people had previously experienced feelings of unease and a sense of being watched.
Right, I'm sitting in the haunted stairwell. It's freezing cold. Okay. Okay. There was a big bang. Hang on a minute. Chris! Where are you?
What?
Are you banging things?
No, I was out on the stage.
We had 2 massive bangs.
As I explored the balcony further, Chris began calling out from the stage. Would he succeed in contacting Mae West?
Is Mae West here? Mae, we're trying to contact you. Is your spirit still here? Okay, it's getting a lot colder on the stage right now, Gil. A lot colder. Okay, now I'm feeling... Got this little wristband thing on?
Yeah?
As if something was just pulling on it and kind of touching it. As if curious. It's just moved up to me again. It's very cold back here.
Chris was picking up a lot of activity on the stage, and so he decided to try and capture some evidence that we could take away from this atmospheric and uneasy venue. As he clicked into the darkness stage right, hovering above the doorway was the glow of an orb. Could this have been the presence we had both felt and heard? Or was this the young Mae West waiting in the wings for her first performance? Though we'd had some unexplainable events happen, I still didn't feel that we had conclusive evidence of the presence of Mae West. And so I ended the search and we headed back to Manhattan.
You know, what was interesting last night is we got to investigate a place that no one's ever investigated before, as far as we know.
But I think that made it worse because we got overexcited thinking of first people to do a proper investigation here, and we were hoping that loads of things were going to happen, and then nothing really did happen.
Well, we did have a few things happen, but maybe not anything that was concrete for you. I mean, I did feel a presence on the stage, you know, the cold spot.
It's such a massive place. Could it not just be air changing from different rooms because of doors opening and the huge ceilings and things?
Well, there were drafts in certain areas and some windows were open, but being on that stage, you know, there really wasn't any drafts that were coming in. Now, I went back there with the thermal scanner. I was trying to get readings. There was no adjustments in temperatures whatsoever.
If we couldn't find Mae in the theatres of New Jersey, then maybe we would have to look further afield for the talented lady who wasn't merely a writer or a performer, but also a woman of comic talent.
I said, Mae, you're the greatest comedian in the history of the world. And she would say, Joe, I agree.
This self-assured performer had many passions away from the silver screen and the theatre. Passions with darker undertones and sinister connotations. She was a woman obsessed with the occult.
A lot of people think maybe seances are devil worship or black magic. Mae did not see it that way. It was her quest for being connected with her loved ones.
In 1929, Mae's beloved mother died, leaving a huge void in her life. She had been an influential figure who'd encouraged her at every opportunity as both a writer and a performer. Her untimely death left Mae wanting answers.
Mae's quest for contacting people on the other side was mostly to stay in touch with her parents.
Mae's obsession with the occult would spirit her away from Manhattan and into upstate New York, where she gathered with thousands of devotees of the spiritualist church to commune with their loved ones who had gone to the other side. This aspect of Mae's life needed further investigation. We journeyed away from the bustling metropolis of Manhattan and into the rural surroundings of Madison County, where skyscrapers and avenues were replaced with homesteads and farmland. Nestled in 3 acres of woodland in the sleepy village of Georgetown lies the Spirit House, a shrine to the era of the spiritualist church, built by a man called Timothy Brown.
That they revealed the thoughts of the hereafter.
The inside was said to accommodate about 600 people, and there are also photographs still in existence that show numerous people walking the ground.
Other stories of other people that have heard of visions floating through the house.
Well, this place is known as the Spirit House, and for years and years it was huge in the spiritualist community, and people would come here, hundreds, literally like 300 or 400 people at a time, to do a seance here. And this went on for years and years and years. So hopefully, because of Mae's interest in the occult and spiritualism, that she would have been one of those people here that came for a seance.
Well, the thing is if they've held seances here and tried to communicate with spirits, the spirits may be used to that. You know, so if they've talked to them, they may want to talk to us.
I had arranged for us to meet with the daughter of the current owner, Valerie Wilson. She bought the property after the death of long-standing resident, Alice.
Now, Gail was telling me when we pulled up that they held a lot of seances here, and a lot of mediums used to come and perform those seances. Do you know how successful they were?
As I understand it, there were attempts to communicate with the spirits or seances conducted on occasion here. In my mind, it would be...
I don't mean to interrupt you, but it's gotten like ice cold behind me. Is there something just moved, the energy of what it is, that tells me it's female? That's pretty interesting, because we just started here.
The female presence that Chris was starting to pick up was an encouraging sign. Could this be Mae West trying to come through? As night fell, we headed back in to continue the investigation.
You know, we're looking for Mae West, right? And the fact is that she was really into spiritualism, and that this place, you know, was really active during the spiritualist movement. There might be some reason for her to be here. If not, at least we can find out if there's any ghost here for you. This is a thermal scanner, okay? It's a non-contact thermal scanner. What that means is that it can pick up temperature readings. The one thing that is known about ghosts is that when they come into our environment, when they appear, when they're nearby, they can change the temperature of the room.
We moved upstairs to see if Chris could pick up any fluctuations with the readings on the thermal scanner.
Have you been up here yet?
No, I haven't. It's cold.
Yeah, it's pretty empty. I just want to see what readings I'm getting up here compared to downstairs.
Feels colder.
Yeah, it does a little bit. Let's see if we get confirmation on that. Yeah, we're getting about 60 up here. Okay, I feel like we're being watched. I feel like we're being watched.
Do you?
When I walked through the middle of this, I had a high feeling of a lot of energy, okay? I'm feeling this right here. All right, this is a different energy, Gail. I'm starting to get the frown. This room, I consider less happier than the other rooms.
Do you think someone was sick here?
Yes.
How do you know that someone's saying yes and no?
Well, you know when, like, say it's your birthday and you get a birthday present, and you get that feeling of excitement, you get that smile on your face when someone gives you something, okay? I begin to feel that. Sad tells me no. Happy, smile tells me yes. Does that answer your question?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of? Okay, well, that's a good start.
Yeah.
With Chris starting to feel things in the house, we returned downstairs to the dining room to call out for any entities that may still be in residence.
Is Mae West able to come through and speak to us in this house? Is there any other spirit that does occupy this building that is here now? It's behind me.
It's behind you?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What was that?
Let's go find out.
Oh my God.
Could the noises from upstairs be a sign? Was there a spirit trying to contact us? We went in search of some answers.
That's not what it sounded like.
No.
Because I'm just saying maybe if... Is that a car outside or something?
Disorientated by the sounds from within the house, I decided we should split up and go in search of conclusive evidence. Chris headed for the basement, while I went to explore the corridors and rooms upstairs.
Okay, be careful, there's a lot of stuff on the floor.
I wonder what that noise was when we were downstairs.
I think I heard someone scream. Hey, Gail?
Good. Yes?
Did you scream?
No.
Oh my God.
Why?
Come here. We're downstairs. We're there. I'm like, give us a sign, whatever. And hear this like, wah! Like, I can't even do it. Like a screech, like a scream sound, but it wasn't very loud. It was faint. Let me play this back. Oh, my heart's racing right now. Is there anybody down here?
On playback of the tape in search of the scream that had startled Chris, we noticed not a shriek, but this electronic voice phenomenon, or EVP.
Is there anybody down here? Is there anybody down here?
Had our investigation into Mae West finally brought us to the right place? Could the house where the spirits used to gather really be holding our temptress?
Who's here?
Or was she amongst the shadows that would soon be surrounding us?
Whatever was here, please make contact with Gail.
It's like Night of the Living Dead.
Our investigation into Mae West had brought us to the home of the Spiritualist Church and a building called the Spirit House, a place where Mae gathered to indulge her passion for the occult and the afterlife. The night was already proving to be eventful. We had both been startled by a noise from within the empty house.
Oh my God.
Chris had been shocked by a noise from down in the basement.
I think I heard someone scream.
And also picked up a startling EVP. Even during the comfort of daylight, Chris had sensed the presence of a woman who he felt resided here. Was this Mae West, or the previous owner, Alice? Alice had been laid to rest in the cemetery opposite the house. Was she now haunting the place where she had died?
Also watch, well, you're not that tall. I was going to say watch your head.
I was not convinced by Chris's reports of a shriek from the basement, and so I decided that we should head down there to have a closer look.
Come here, this is where we were standing. I was standing right here. Okay, when I heard it. Now, when I heard it right up here.
But it can't have come from outside because I was in the room right above the front, so I would have heard anything. And I was beside a window.
I know. I can't explain it. Nope. Let's go back upstairs. Who's here right now? We can smell the cooking, or we can smell the cookie or the coffee, whatever scent that is. Thank you, because it smells a lot better than it does downstairs.
Yeah.
You know, I really believe now that maybe it was the woman that lived here for like 80 plus years. I can't prove it, but that's my theory.
Alice knew that her final resting place was the last burial place in the churchyard right next door. And when she was to be buried, the churchyard would be full.
Knowing that Alice was buried close by, we headed away from the house and into the darkness of the cemetery. Would the spirit that we sensed in the kitchen be here, or was it Mae West who was giving us a sign?
Yeah, this is how I first got doing EVPs when I was a kid, 7 years old.
7?
I was 7 years old. I saw a show on TV where they went to a graveyard and they got voices, and I started doing it when I was that young.
It's like Night of the Living Dead. I'm really scared now.
In search of the evidence, Chris began trying to photograph orbs or anomalies that we could take away from our time in the spirit house.
All right, Gail, I want to show you something. Here you go. See right there? It's an orb. There shouldn't be any dust out here, right? Look at that. Okay. Now the question is, what's causing that?
Could this orb have been the representation of the spirit of Alice, the woman who had died here? Or was it Mae West, who was still in residence? Had her obsession with the spirit world kept her here? We left the spirit house and headed away from Georgetown, still unsure as to who it was that may have tried to contact us. The following morning, as the sun broke through the trees of Madison County, Chris and I met up to discuss the night's events further.
You know, when I was downstairs in the basement with the crew, and, you know, we were fishing to see if there was anything there, there's something screamed right behind me, and I looked up, and I'm like, you know, what the heck was that?
So if it was outside or in the house, I would have heard it.
Right.
And I didn't hear anything.
So that's unexplained. We come back upstairs through the kitchen again that we were just there, you know, 5-10 minutes ago, and what happened?
The whole kitchen smelled of cookies and coffee.
Exactly.
And no one's lived there for over a year. But we definitely didn't get Mae West.
No, I don't think we did, but I don't think we're going to have much of a problem because she was someone that was really into this type of stuff, you know, being a spiritualist herself, so she's going to want to communicate with us somewhere.
If the spirits of upstate New York weren't going to get us Mae West, then maybe we would have to look closer to home.
Mae West was born and bred in Brooklyn and very much a New Yorker, and
who plotted her own rise to fame. The skyscrapers of Manhattan seemed a far cry from the pastures of Madison County. we snaked our way through the traffic of Midtown and to the fashionable Upper East Side to a legendary venue by the name of Bill's Gay 90s. Bill's place was one of the most lavish drinking dens of the 20s. This was a speakeasy where Mae West was always welcome and often in residence.
The speakeasy era started about 1920, and it lasted till the repeal in 1934. And there were 32,000 speaks in New York City, and this was one of them. That she came here often. She probably drank at this bar.
Bill's Gay 90s is an insight into an era of 1920s New York glamour. But with its nostalgia comes a spirit beyond the realms of just an atmosphere.
I have two members of my staff that have seen young girls here. And we're not sure who they are, what family they came from, but they're definitely here. There are definitely spirits in this building.
I had arranged for us to meet up with the owner of Bill's, Barbara Olmsted, to find out more about the stories and potential spirits that reside here.
The building was built about 1865 and became a speakeasy around 1925.
And what's speakeasy? I mean, there's different ideas of what the name speakeasy means. What do you know it to mean?
Well, I know it to be when you're in a speakeasy, to speak easy, to speak quietly in case there was a raid.
Is there any history or stories of like any paranormal activity, things that are unexplained?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we have two sightings of two girls, and just recently we had a sighting out in the hallway of a man. Okay, right out here.
And where was it out here?
He was right here.
Now, what happened? I mean, did the gentleman disappear?
He
Did he just
was there for seconds and just
vanished?
Vanished.
So the little girls have been seen up here?
They've been seen up here. Probably on the stairway coming down here and also down here.
Well, can we come back once it gets dark?
Oh, sure.
As the sun descended over the Manhattan skyline, we were ready to begin our final search for Ms. West within the smoky atmospheric walls of Bill's place.
Now, there's some interesting stories about this place. A lot of these occurrences were recent, within the last year, some of them within the last couple months. So that's good news for us because it gives us a better chance of coming in contact with them. Now, if it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it could be possible that the spirits moved on.
Can you play the piano, Chris?
Can I play the piano? Not very good.
I was going to say, if we play the piano or did something on the stage, we might attract some attention.
Oh, let's try that. She's pretty good, huh?
Nothing?
No, I wouldn't say nothing.
What would you say?
I'm getting the sense of amusement by the spirits that are here. The two children, I just sense them giggling and laughing right now near the stairs.
My camera's died.
With things starting to happen quicker than either of us could have imagined, we headed out into the hallway where we'd been told about...
Okay, this is really cool.
That's cool.
Something just went right through me. It could have been one of the children, or it could have been, but I would have picked up more details if it was an actual spirit passing through me. Hello? Hello? Can you speak to us? Give us a sign here. Ooh, pressure change in this room. I just felt a pressure drop.
Whether a change of pressure or a sign, this was about to be a moment that none of us were prepared for on our journey into the spirit of Mae West.
Come here, come here. I feel the pressure change. The hand came right through the wall.
Our search for Mae West had brought us back from the other side of Madison County to the heart of New York City, and a speakeasy that Miss West loved to go to. We had been told stories of the entities that reside here, but were they proving to be nothing more than fairy tales? We were about to find out.
Ooh, pressure change in this room. Just a pressure drop. Can you prove to us that you're here? Oh my God, okay. To the right, Gail, point the camera to the closet to my right. Complete shift in the environment on my right-hand side to where my total body just went numb. Whatever it was just walked right into this room and is now right in this. Walk in there. Just go in there, see if it makes contact with you. Whatever was here, please make contact with Gail. Okay, there's a shift coming.
My right arm feels funny.
Okay, what are you feeling?
It feels like it's really heavy.
Okay, it's gonna make contact with you. Trust me on this. I think the child's trying to make contact with you, Gail. That's what I thought. As soon as you walked over here, you shot through the wall. Damn it, that was so close. I felt that the spirit was coming up. He was just starting to put his hand there because I felt as if... Come here, come here. No, it's okay, it's okay. You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. I just saw the hand. It went right through, came out of this wall. Come here, come here. No, it's okay, it's okay. It's cold over here. I feel the pressure change. The hand came right through the wall. Well, we definitely know so far that they are active, that they're interested in making contact.
Whether it was a presence of a spirit or just the atmosphere of the bar, the entire crew was starting to get unsettled. For a woman who had indulged in the occult, it seemed only fitting to try and summon her in a way that only she knew best. A séance with those who knew and loved her.
Please come forward. Mae West, please come forward.
The soul that was known as Mary Jane and became known as Mae West. We call out to your soul, to your spirit, to come forward and communicate with us.
Mae, you know how much we love you. We got your picture installed in this building with all your friends. Come. Mae.
If you want to talk to her, speak to her, see if she hears you.
Mae, we miss you. We need you.
Come on, Mae. Come on.
If at any time anybody begins to feel anything, speak freely. Because right now, I'm starting to feel a presence. And I'm sensing the little girl that actually... I'm feeling that she's under the table. The other one is outside by the stairs. Male figures in the corner of this room behind me.
We see this place. I have never left this place. I know of the others here. The children have lost their parents and they have moved on without them. The children stay waiting for them to come back for them. And they will go when they return.
The seance came to a close, and so too did our investigation into Mae West, here in this city of theatrical stars and movie legends. This had been a journey into a woman who had left a huge imprint on the people of New York. As the dawn swept across the outline of Manhattan, Chris and I met for one final time to reflect on our search.
You know, during our investigations for Mae West, we did have a strong female presence in all the locations we went to.
You got the scream at the Spirit House.
Right, and the woman upstairs.
Pressed woman.
Right.
And then you got the smell of cookies in the kitchen.
Well, you know, everybody smelled those cookies, like that bakery that was going on in that kitchen. We were just there, so it's kind of nice to get affirmation that everybody experienced it. You know, but when we went to the Doris Theater, you know, I had high hopes for that place. You know, but I picked some stuff. You know, there was the female I felt upstairs in the dressing room, and then when I was on the stage, I mean, that was pretty strong. And Bill's Gay 90s walking around.
It was a great venue.
You know, felt that there was the two little girls, the female and the male. I felt that they were right there, interested that the fact that we were coming into their environment. And when I called out to it and said, you know, give us a sign, the director got touched.
And then, of course, the seance with a fantastic bunch of people, some of who'd known Mae West for years.
I really enjoyed the group that we had for that school. Of people during the seance. But I have to say, and I don't normally say this during the seances, that I'm actually disappointed, not only with myself, but with the information that came through.
But I think if she is anywhere, she's definitely here. This is definitely her city.
You think so?
Yeah.